Look, it's a flood.
The flood.
It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
Committed coup, electric boogaloo.
Silicon Valley thinks celibacy and hobbies are the only way to save society.
The food pyramid just got flipped upside down.
And the internet wants to go back to 2016.
Cause it's only the good die young as the anticipation for the midterms
rises up
and
crashes through the new year. Welcome back to the flood. It's your boy Doc
and Ziggy,
and we are
the flood.
That's right, the flood. That's us, and we are your favorite weekly pop culture digest,
taking the news happening around us and talking about how it shapes the culture that defines us with our
pop perspective
to put the culture in context
and make the mainstream make some sense.
Because if we don't make sense, we don't make dollars. Hello. At the patrons enraged peacock.
Hey, we see you in the big 26 later.
A Thunder Night, Ryo and Andrew P. Raymer. Pew, 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 pew,
pew, pew, pew, pew, pew, pew, pew. And you know how we like to get things started off round here. And that is by going over your 2025 wrap-ups. Like, no, we did that already.
Yeah, we already did that. And that is by abusing the algorithm with this week's algorithm anthem being...
You feeling a little punk rocky? Because I'm feeling a little punk rocky.
Even I'm feeling a little punk rocky.
A$AP Rocky is back with the long-awaited Don't Be Dumb album in collaboration with Tim Burton.
Weird collab.
A lot of people are having weird reactions to this album. A lot of people are calling it super mid.
The like Sonic producer? Or?
I feel like creative designer, maybe. I haven't looked specifically
I feel like if anything,
into...
Tim Burton was like sitting with A$AP, like A$AP was writing lyrics and going to Tim, and Tim was like, "No, I don't see that. I need you to write it like this," and just like trying to have A$AP Rocky like meet Tim Burton's mental image.
Yeah, it was an interesting, I guess, footnote to see on the album, right? Like, I guess a lot of the artwork, right? From what I'm gathering, his role was majorly in the design of the album artwork in collaboration with a couple of the visuals for the movie-like aesthetic that we saw from like the A$AP or the Punk Rocky music video, right? Also the music video for Helicopter as well, right? Which is another one of the singles that dropped from the album. And
so the actual algorithm anthem is Helicopter by A$AP Rocky.
No, it's Punk Rocky.
Punk Rocky.
Yes.
So the actual algorithm anthem is Punk Rocky.
Yes, which featured none other than Winona Ryder in the music video, right? And I know you haven't
That's
seen
very Tim Burton.
Yeah. So, right? Also, somehow Danny Elfman has contributed to some of the composition on the album. So
Danny Elfman also notably said he wished he wasn't as famous just for movie soundtracks. So I'm pretty sure he got the letter in the mail, was like, wait, I get to go with somebody who's in the top 200? Fuck yeah, I'm out of fucking John Williams' shadow.
Yeah, it seems like what they're doing...
No, it was John Williams that said that, not Danny Elfman.
What they're doing is building a Tim Burton-inspired cinematic universe around the album with the artwork and the visuals.
Okay, so this is some guerrilla shit,
right? It's very punk fucking rocky, right? It's very alternative. The song itself was also very alternative, right? Very shoegazy.
We watched the SNL performance, and he had he had curlers with pink curls on top of his head.
I mean, listen, that's a very
cool.
That's a very familiar aesthetic. You can go back into 70s era black music artists and see things like that, right? Like from R&B singers like Barry White, Barry White, right?
Not Barry Weiss. Not to be confused with Barry Weiss.
No, not Barry Weiss.
We might touch on that.
Barry White, right? I mean, Snoop Dogg, right? You know, you can go back and...
Snoop Dogg did not have the best reputation right now.
Listen, just because the internet has decided it's retconning some people's public images doesn't mean that it doesn't
Ludacris
fit
did step out of that one show.
Hey, the show? You mean Fast and the Furious? So this
No. I mean the Kid Rock fucking concert. Where it was Ludacris and some other artist, and they got huge backlash. And Ludacris was like, "I did not know it was that kind of show."
No,
and then stepped out.
No, I totally believe that because ever since Luda's been doing Fast and the Furious, this nigga just seems to be checked out of life as we know it.
Checked out.
I mean, all the way back to Little Richard, right? So, I mean...
You keep on knocking, but you can't get in!
So, I feel like...
I gotta say, my main exposure to Little Richard, you can take a guess. It was Full House.
You see how hard that was for me to think of? You want to know why? It's because I didn't watch Full House, nigga. I'm black. Think I was watching them little white twins live a fucking life that I wanted? Absolutely not.
They were twins living as one.
No, sir.
They only each got half of the privilege.
I was watching my brother and me, like a good black youth in America. Speaking of America, oh boy.
Speaking of America.
Oh boy, no. Let's okay. So, rock music, pretty American, right?
Rock music is fairly American, also quite British.
Keeping it music for a minute. Man, we've been gone for a while, right? A lot is happening in music right now.
The last time we recorded was like right before Christmas. Sorry, our audience. The last time we were supposed to record, I had car trouble, and by that I mean a belt in my engine snapped.
Hey.
So, I got a new battery, and after 2 hours, that battery died.
Yikes. So the alternator belt? Goddamn. Or is that a thing? I don't know.
It did not charge my alternator.
Yeah.
So I had to get my car. Thankfully, my mechanic, shout out to Scott.
Shout out to Scott.
And I don't want to put his actual business on this podcast. Message me, I'll let you know.
I mean, yeah, free promo. No free promo.
His business is in the same shopping center as my work, so I just had my car towed to my work.
Nice.
And I only had to get dropped off at work for 2 days, and then on the second day, I was able to drive myself home.
Shout out to Uber. Shout out to Uber in the big 2026.
I mean, that one I'll give shout out. Actually, I can't even give shout out to Mom because she just made Stepdad do it.
Hey, shout out Stepdaddy. Oh, good God,
Talk
man.
about a sip.
Right? I mean, listen, 2026 just dropped, and the year is already interesting. You already
That's one way to put it.
How we get down, right? We don't just come at you with the hits. We like to offer our own perspective on things, and as you know, in the big 2026, we are looking for the new, the original, the indie, the analog, right?
Because right now I'm kind of more just like George Jetson, get me off of this crazy thing.
I'm still keeping it music, right? And I have to say, a band that I've really been loving so much that I bought the vinyl for their debut album is Bleed. They are like an alternative rock band from Texas, I believe. And I mean, listen, like all the best parts of Linkin Park, I let you listen to them, dude. Like, they are just like a blast from the past. And if you haven't checked them out, it's not super obscure. There's so much so that you can't find them. I know that they're on YouTube Music for real, and so they're probably on Spotify and they're probably on Apple Music. If that's your scene, definitely go check that out. Another big notable in music news is we're here, ladies and gentlemen. The fall off has arrived. J. Cole is done bullshitting. We got new J. Cole. Ladies and gentlemen, we got new J. Cole.
I did see that J. Cole did definitely.
We're not even all the way through January. Hey, we got new J. Cole before we got Grand Theft Auto. All right?
All right, no. Let's check this. We've gotten 4 J. Cole albums since we've gotten Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013. We had 2014 Forest Hills Drive came out after Grand Theft Auto 5.
Have you heard Disc 2 Track 2 yet?
I have not.
Oh, man.
Shall we pause?
Okay, we'll pause for a little bit. You can tell me when you're done. So I let Zig listen to Disc 2 Track 2, right? Off of the Fall Off. Just dropped a couple of days ago as of recording, right? On the big 118 in the 2026. Right, 4 days ago, right? Already at 4 million views. Zig, what is your perspective on the song?
I can tell that he's really trying, and by that, I can tell
That felt shady.
He's really trying.
That felt shady. So what are you saying? Come on, shake it.
I felt that art. I felt that purity when he went, I don't know when or get off my dick. Like that was the, like.
So you saying you want that old J. Cole?
No,
you're straight from the soul J. Cole.
That was the J. Cole.
The off the roof J. Cole.
No, that
spitting the truth J. Cole.
That was the J. Cole who was writing with something to say without realizing that he was J. Cole.
So you saying that is the J. Cole we're getting right now? You're saying that
this
J.
is the
Cole
J.
felt
Cole
the embarrassment
like, I am J. Cole. Yeah. I have to put something out great.
Yeah. So the video for the song opens up with a little text blur, right? And I feel like J. Cole missed the opportunity to do the Star Wars opening crawl with the text blurb, which I felt personally would have been a good aesthetic touch for the fall off.
That is a fantastic trope that I feel like is not utilized enough.
I mean,
however,
for the
moment it is utilized enough, that means it will get utilized entirely too much, which ruins the trope.
And the song itself takes the interesting perspective of rapping about J. Cole's life in reverse. Right? In
Kendrick already did it.
Way. So, you're jumping ahead of me, guy. Because I heard the song, and initially, you want to know what my first response was? Oh, Wale got these niggas standing up, right? Wale dropped that last album, right? And now everybody's like, oh, I gotta get in my introspective back. But then I stopped, and I checked myself for a second. And I said, hold on, sir. How could you so quickly forget about Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers?
Fuck you! No, fuck you! Fuck you! No, fuck me!
Yeah.
Like,
hey, yo.
That whole track.
Zestiness aside, all I'm saying is everything is a lot. And Lauren was right, but Mr. Morale really set the pace. And Kendrick, once again, kind of looks like he was a little bit ahead of his time.
That was not why I said Kendrick did it. The reverse, the career in reverse. Do you know why I said the whole career in reverse thing?
No. What song are you referencing?
I'm talking about an album.
Oh, you're talking about Damn?
I'm talking about Damn.
Yeah.
How Damn is supposed to be listened to forwards to back and then backwards to forward.
Listen, there's levels to this shit. No, for real though. Okay. So, J.
Is
Cole.
it wickedness Or is it weakness?
Kendrick does not have a monopoly
decide.
on introspective rap.
No,
we are not
I'm just
going to
saying,
do that.
Kendrick did it first.
We're not gonna say Kendrick also. We're also not gonna say Kendrick did it first, because if we're gonna be real,
It was Led Zeppelin.
I was gonna say
And if we're gonna be even
No,
realer,
no.
it was Black Artists of the Blues. then.
no. If anybody was bringing grown man rap to the table, it was Nas, and it's been Nas
Yeah.
for like the last decade now.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Suit rap.
Suit and tie shit.
Diddy could never.
Some Jay-Z's ears are like burning right now. Like, did you niggas not listen to Change Clothes? I'm sorry.
Sorry, Jay. I went to the next song on my favorite album
I
of
am
yours.
saying though,
I'm
is
kidding. I
that
love that song.
with Everything's a Lot kind of setting the tone at the end of last year for what kind of excites people in rap music right now, the fall off following that up
What a wild title.
seems fitting, right? And I mean, this is, if we're gonna be respectful, J. Cole's back. I mean, Wale is, just dark-skinned J. Cole. But that's crazy. As a DC native, I'm never gonna be allowed to go to DC ever again. Right? Right?
Well, I mean,
But-
you're right. J. Cole, rap really
Wale was technically here first,
introspective lines without being subtle, without, and this is the key, without being cheesy. He's able to just say
Yeah.
what it is without being cheesy.
No, I will give you, and he was walking on that shit, right? This track 2 was a vibe, right? That was a mellow vibe. That's the kind of shit you brew your coffee to in the morning as you're, or reading at night like Kai Cenat.
Well, I mean, so two of my favorite, beats whenever I'm just feeling like I need to listen to, beats are those 2 J. Cole songs that he released, randomly in the middle between albums where he's riding the bus.
Oh, that's the one where he was fucking dissing Kanye,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. God damn it. What is that song called? I can't remember.
Yeah, the beat I was thinking of was definitely the False Prophets beat.
Yeah, and that was 9 years ago. That was Baby Dreads, J. Cole, right? He's grown. He's got the full sensei dreads now.
You know
the
what's
full
wild is that
Griot
you call
dreads.
that Baby J. Cole?
I said Baby Dreads.
Oh, yeah, but I'm
Baby Locks.
J. Cole's been famous since, what, 2012?
Maybe even a little before that.
I mean, he was when I first heard about
When did
J. Cole,
Friday
he
Night
was
Lights
one
come
of the backpack rappers.
Oh.
When I first heard of him, he was one of the backpack rappers.
When did? Hold on, I'm trying to. Let me see.
And then when I
Friday
feel like J. Cole really hit superstardom was 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I was obsessed with that album when it came out.
So yeah, Friday Night Lights, which if I'm correct is one of J. Cole's first mixtapes. It might have been a mixtape under Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that last part. Came out in 2010, right? So I was a year off when I said 2009. But I remember first hearing a J. Cole, and that was fucking that.
I
Piff
remember
days.
the album where he's in the Chicago Bulls colored racing jacket and a hat. He didn't have any hair. He was straight, probably had a 2 across his head. But that came out.
Oh yeah, that is J. Cole World. That's the Cole World.
Cole
album.
World.
Yeah.
The Cole World album.
Yeah.
That was followed up by 2014.
Cole World came out the year after Friday Night Lights came out, so 2011.
But
right?
that's the one we can't get enough on it, right?
And Born Sinners was, I feel like Born Sinners.
Born Sinners was the album between the two. That's
yeah.
right. That's
Born
right.
Sinner was the album, I feel like, where pop culture got hip to J. Cole. Right?
I feel like pop culture got hit to J. Cole on Cole World. He got respect from the hip hop world with Born Sinner.
Cole World was his first album under Rock Nation. And
then 2014 was where both sides collided.
So Born Sinner was his first album under Dreamville, right? So he had gone fully independent after that,
Yeah.
right? I feel like
And he went double platinum with no features.
Yeah, I feel like Born Sinner is where the meme was spawned.
No.
right?
2014
was
is-
2014 Forest Hill Drive.
2014 is where
The meme
was
came
spawned.
from. Yeah,
he
yeah,
went
yeah.
double
So you-
platinum
yeah,
with no features.
Side.
And like the thing is, that's a meme, but it's also a flex.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
it's as much of a meme as it is a flex.
the reason why it became a meme was because it was such a flex, right? And it was such a flex that Cole heads were like, no, you don't understand, right? Like when people were originally talking who's in the big three, this is when like fucking artists like Big Crit were still part of the conversation. And respect on Big Crit too,
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Like,
For sure.
but the reason why Cole heads went so heavy was because they were like, no, this nigga is RIAA certified platinum with no features. Nigga, what did you talk about? Shut up. Drake could never.
I mean, I would say there is not a single Kendrick album without a feature. I will say that.
I will, but when it comes to Kendrick's
And I
features,
will
though,
also say
when it
J-Rock's feature on Money Trees is one of the hardest features I've ever heard.
I was gonna say, when it comes to Kendrick's features are always intentional, and what I appreciate about Kendrick's features is they feature they feature a aspect that was very familiar to me when it came to like 2000s era hip hop, where it was like, because it was still local, so you get a lot of local features, right? Like it's not big name artists usually outside of Kendrick's label mates, right? Like it's not like we got album of Kendrick's and it's got Offset on it, right? It's not like Kendrick and JID are doing tracks, even though a Kendrick and JID track would probably go nuts.
Yeah.
Right? It's not happening.
I love in 2026 that we can point out that the song Poetic Justice exists. There is a song with Drake and Kendrick on it, everybody.
And you know what's crazy about that song? People are drawing lines all the way back from this beef, all the way back to Poetic Justice. They're saying now that Kendrick was low-key sneak dissing Drake on Poetic Justice. If you listen to the verses, they're like, everybody
If a rose bloom in a dark room, would you trust it?
Everybody thinks Kendrick is talking to a girl. He's actually talking to Drake, which is also high-key petty as shit,
Yeah.
because it makes Drake bitch made.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, then I'm going to rap on this song after he just low-key dissed me the whole time.
So, we are in fall off season, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourselves.
We're also in fall out season
But we'll get into that.
after this break. Let's get the political bullshit out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, listen, because the midterms, June can't come soon enough because
November.
November. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
November.
Yeah, you're right. Why am I thinking June? Good Lord. We gotta wait all the way to November. You know, Buddy is already talking about... Did you see this shit the other day where he was like, I'm doing so good, we don't even need the midterm.
We don't even need... Why do we even need elections?
Listen, I started the year off committing a coup, kidnapping the head of another country, and then I went and I bombed Iran. You can't get any better
Don't
than
forget,
that.
I also bombed Nigeria. I also bombed Nigeria for the incredible amount of ISIS sentiment that was there,
We did
and
not
the
leave.
fact that the place is named Nigeria.
We did not leave our people of color out, okay? We kept them in, we included them in the new year, okay? We didn't just go for the Latino vote like they say we do.
We didn't just go for the Latino population like we said we would.
We also shot a white lady in the face. So, like,
We call ourselves equal opportunity offenders. Like Carlos Mencia, which is why we stole all of our jokes.
we're new racists. We're the new racists. That's it. We are starting 2026 off with the new racism.
The new racist.
It's big racism. It's bold racism. It's not
racism in your face.
It's not your grandfather's racism. No, this is...
This actually sounds very much like your grandfather's racism.
Because, I mean, Donald is, like, old. He's definitely senile.
It's like,
right?
I'm a new racist, and I'm like, it's kind of the same as the old racist.
It is literally the South, right?
This is like, this isn't new racist. This is neo-racist.
Yeah, I was... There you go.
For the people who don't know Latin prefixes and suffixes...
That's why it's neo-Nazi.
Neo means the resurrection of.
Yeah.
Not the new. So they are not new racists. They are just bringing back old racism.
Yeah, we are in big "the South will rise again" times right now. That was like, you remember that meme? The South will rise again. They used to scream that shit all the time. Well,
look,
we're here
I'm so
now.
versed in memes. I remember Coney 2012.
Hey, take it back like the internet wants to. A little bit further back than 2016, but we'll get to that. All right, because we're still talking about the fact that our presidential administration literally just, I don't know where you stand on this, right? And I'm still planning on, I'm still planning on participating in my Second Amendment rights, so I'm willing and I will report on this pod whether or not this podcast has inflicted my ability to do that.
More than likely, I would be the one arrested by ICE, actually.
But...
Because I at one point during the week, I was like, I should go up to Minnesota. And then I saw the weather reports. And I was like, I can fight fascism when it moves somewhere with a more temperate climate.
The warmth. Listen, it's not warm right now at all. It's actually quite cold throughout the country.
Minnesota,
and I'm not just
I stand with you.
talking
I just
about emotionally.
stand inside a place with central heating.
Our presidential administration kicked the year off by kidnapping the leader of another country. And yes, I stand
totally
fully
normal
on the kidnapping side of things, despite the Venezuelans celebrating in the streets. Now, I don't know how vast those protests were because they don't look like the protests that happened after Renee Good was shot in the fucking face.
Goddamn, water balloons becoming weapons of war.
There were, let's not pretend like Nicolas Maduro was a universally beloved figure.
No, not at all.
At best, conflicting. And the Venezuelan government was nowhere near perfect, but neither is America's. I would argue that it is quite hard right now to find a government across the globe that you could call anywhere close to perfect.
I will tell you that I had an exchange at work recently where I was talking to my Salvadorian coworker, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And she goes, is this your first dictator?
Well, I mean, listen, that is a lot of the reaction on the internet from people who are not white. This is business as usual for America. It is actually kind of just a hard reset. Shout out to G Perico. As you would. Back to business, as some might say, because this is kind of the shit that America is really known for outside of America.
Yeah.
This is not our first time fucking around in South America.
Nope.
Right? And with the amount of oil, natural oil and gas that Venezuela has,
despite it being, it has also the insane amount of effort that would be needed to extract and refine said oil.
That's why Big DT, Big Donnie Dunn, as soon as he announced that, hey, we got him, he immediately followed up with, and the oil. Because he was like...
the oil execs were like, this motherfucker's insane.
Yeah.
This is way too much work.
Yo, this man was like, hey, Exxon, BP, like, who else is
Don't
out
forget
there?
Chevron. Marco Rubio made sure that he didn't forget Chevron.
Hey, listen, we did this for you, okay? Because the $3.25, if you're lucky, if you're lucky. That shit has been crazy for a long time. We taking it back to the 70s, baby. You guys wanted mullets and fat mustaches. Well, guess what? You're also getting $1.20. Wait. What do you mean we can't give them $1.25 gas yet?
Hold on.
What do you?
I also want to let
mean?
them know that your penis will not be as big as Dirk Diggler's.
What do you mean it's going to be too much work to set up the infrastructure and the risk of investment is too high considering that you guys have the oil in Venezuela has been seized and nationalized like 4 different times already. What do you mean? The fucking Nobel Peace Prize isn't actually mine. She just gave it to me as kind of a gesture.
Also, I want to make note that one of the people that was at that meeting was for Standard Oil.
Didn't we say we're replaying the greatest hits? Somebody call Carnegie right now.
For anybody who doesn't know the story of Standard Oil, you should, because for the longest time, it was the Standard.
We're back there. How many times do I have to say it? Get ready for the company towns. Idaho, you're going down. All the red states who are like fucking net negative and not contributing anything.
Let's list off how many states are just going to be Amazon places.
That's what I was going to say.
Montana,
to be
South
an
Dakota,
Amazon distribution
North Dakota.
hub. No, they got
Wyoming.
Yeah, maybe Wyoming, for sure. For sure Wyoming, but like Arkansas, like that's gone.
That's where Walmart started, for sure.
Alabama, that's gone.
Mississippi,
get the fuck out of
that's
here.
gone.
Yeah, I mean, that's the state
entire
with the highest
western
black
half
population.
of Georgia,
Yeah,
that's gone.
Yeah, fuck that. West Virginia, nope, that's a fucking Whole Foods now. Get out of here.
No, that's a data center.
Are you guys loving America yet? Are you loving the
utility
winning?
bills are only low because they're burning coal for the data centers.
The craziest thing I've seen to come out of the political climate this year is definitely, so far, is the MAGA for Mondani movement out of New York, because New York just always has to be different, right?
I will admit, anytime I need to pick me up, I do watch like a Zorod press conference.
I mean, he met with Miss Rachel the other fucking week,
and that is a gif that libtard leftist scum are using all over.
Yeah.
Is Mondani and Rachel doing the crying?
The 2 biggest anti-Semites on the fucking planet just hobnobbing and cahoodling together. God, the timeline is nuts. And like, yeah, I mean,
when do you think the timeline split?
Are we gonna transition there?
Because I mean, we're gonna talk about some 2016 nostalgia. When do you think the timeline split? Because I think it might have been a point in 2016, and the internet also thinks it might have been a different point in 2016.
Was Harambe 2016?
My belief is that the timeline split when they killed Harambe, because the fact that a gorilla being killed in a zoo went so viral. It makes me think that that's the point where absurd news became news.
When did they fire up the Higgs boson? Or when did CERN fire up that the Hadron Collider?
I'm not sure. I know Kobe retired in April, and I think Harambe was killed in May. Because my biggest point was, did the timeline split when Kobe retired or when Harambe was killed?
So CERN first started up the Large Hadron Collider in 2008, and that tracks, right? Because America...
Obama was elected!
Yeah, exactly. America elected a black president, one that wears a tan suit and plays basketball and only has one baby mama. That doesn't seem weird to you? It doesn't seem weird to you? Yeah, no, I'm going all the way back to 2008. But no, for real, like...
Anyway, yeah, it is weird that America elected a black president in general.
So, I mean, aside from the Venezuelan thing, we've got the ICE antagonism rising up, right? Like, rising up. No, but like, yeah, they shot a white woman in the face.
Which is a white woman!
which
a
is like
white woman.
a cardinal sin in America.
Yes.
Dropping her down a well, killing her in your basement.
I will say, one of my favorite trends on Threads right now is anytime a white woman says something controversial, the comments just say, if I wanted your opinion, I'd ask your husband.
Calling her Karen. All of these things are considered absolutely egregious offenses in the United States. And an ICE agent flagrantly hauled off and emptied the clip. It's like he didn't empty the clip. That's wild. But like
still 4 shots apparently.
Some of our listeners may be sitting here with us going, "Oh, but Doc and Zig, she was driving the car. She was clearly gonna run over that. She was acting reckless."
To which I say, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck you.
She should have complied.
Fuck off.
She should have complied. It was reckless endangerment.
So you agree that we live in a society where if you do not comply, that you will be executed on the spot.
Welcome to
and
the
therefore
police
we
state.
no longer live in a free society.
Welcome to, listen, we stopped living in a free society the moment they gave ICE a fucking $3 billion budget to build more concentration camps. Like, we
are not going to realize the extent of the horrors until 2030.
They built a place called Alligator Alcatraz and then laughed in our faces about it.
For what it's worth, it's been closed since.
They went down and sold T-shirts and took pictures out front of it. The same people.
Whoa! That was just the grifters doing that.
The same people.
You know how much money we would have made selling Alligator Alcatraz flood shirts?
Who would have willingly dumped on millennials taking selfies at Auschwitz? Went down to Alligator Alcatraz.
Selfies at Auschwitz is pretty bad, though.
So are selfies at Alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah, why are you taking selfies at either? Like, can you imagine somebody being like, hold on, I'm gonna lay on Anne Frank's bed. Like one of his French girls. Can you imagine that?
Can you imagine looking at a video of a woman backing up to get out of a stressful situation and then getting shot in the face and being like, oh yeah, she probably deserved that?
Yes, I can, because this is America.
This is America.
This is America!
Yeah.
Do you think Donald Glover would copyright strike us for using it right there? I don't think he would.
Do you think that this is the America that they voted for? Like, honestly. Like, I know that people keep saying that this is what you voted for, right? And a lot of them keep going, I didn't vote for this. Like, Joe Rogan is now even going,
I don't think they voted for this.
You don't think so?
I don't think they voted for this. Because, I don't know if you've heard, but like I said, that I was going to tell my mom that one of our work sites got raided by ICE. There also was a Catholic church that was raided by ICE, and apparently that's her line, going against Catholics.
I mean, there was a video of, who is it, like one of the top dudes at ICE going around just recently, and he's like walking through the rain and they're like draped out.
Oh yeah, he's got straight up Nazi regalia.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, wow, like that's not on the nose there. Like, is that not a dog whistle? That's like the loudest dog whistle I've ever seen. And Christy Nome is over here getting fucking like roasted.
Have you heard the great new song? Hey, oh, hey, Christy Nome.
No, I really thought you were gonna start
Hey, yo, why you're such a cunt.
I thought you were gonna start singing "We Are Charlie Kirk." It's real toxic out here in these streets right now, and the Hispanic homies is
as the
stressed
humanist
out.
that I am. I hate that I'm put in a position to where I always said, yeah, kill a Nazi. And now I'm like, oh man, I might have to kill a Nazi. Like,
I mean, the Hispanic homies out here is stressed out right now, dude. All the immigrants is a crazy sentence, but all the immigrant homies out here is stressed out, right?
all the immigrant homies is a wild sentence.
It's a wild sentence to have to say in the big 2026, but it's just reality, right? Because, like, if they shooting white women in the face, then none of us
are safe.
Have a chance.
None of us are fucking safe.
None of us have a chance. And it just makes me... I'm in even more anticipation for I want to believe all the right reasons the Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance, because let's be real, after that ad that they dropped,
that ad was so good. Oh my god, the Bad Bunny ad made me feel so good.
Wholesome inside, right, for an America that we used to yearn for, one that was fully inclusive, something that it felt like we were on the precipice of having in 2016
He dipped a cowboy
before,
and the cowboy went with it. Like, that guy was full out, like, perfectly timed. Take the hat off, extend the hand. What a great display of heterosexual fortitude.
I personally feel like that it harkened upon a time before the great division on the internet.
It doesn't harken in. You get that joke? Dune. Harkonnen's the guy that's like submerged in oil.
Oh, no.
Have you seen the Dune movies? Like, either of them?
So I tried to watch the first Dune. I really did, guys. I really did. And it was so much dialogue.
It is a lot of dialogue.
And it's a movie for set pieces in a way that Mad Max was able to capture, but
Wait, you mean
made
that Timothy Chalamet was not enough for you to sit through a 2.5 hour long movie?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What if we throw a little Zendaya on there?
Maybe. One of those femboys would have worked for me other than...
What a wild statement.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get roasted for that. But I also did not watch Challengers.
Who's
so
more
come
feminine,
me.
Zendaya or Timothy Chalamet?
Definitely not Timothy Chalamet now. He's done shit. He looks like anorexic Edward Norton right now.
He
which
looks like...
I'm sure is also going to get me roasted, but like...
He looks like Edward Norton preparing for American History X.
He does, though. Like a British rendition of American History X. He looks like
He looks like Edward Norton on the press tour for American History X, trying his bestest to prove that he's not racist.
I will do you one better. He looks like Edward Norton auditioning for Train Spotters. So that's fucked up. That's fucked up. He does not look like a heroin addict. Although heroin addicts strive to look like Timothy Chalamet.
They're like, once I just start lifting weights. Yeah, once a heroin addict starts lifting weights, they can aspire to be as skinny as Timothy Chalamet.
I mean, we all need hobbies. And you know who else thinks we all need hobbies? Silicon Valley. Because at the moment, it seems like that's the only way the tech elites are escaping the existential crisis that they've all created. And we'll talk about that right after this break.
You take a sound, any sound, record it, and then change its nature by a multiplicity of operations. You record it at different speeds, you play it backwards, you add it to itself over and over again. You adjust filters, echoes, acoustic qualities, you combine segments of magnetically taped. By these means and many others, you can create sounds which no one has ever heard before.
And we're back.
And we back.
And you know what else is back? Having a hobby, according
Hobbies
to
are fantastic.
This Business Insider article, which, you know, is specifically about the author's hobby and how it helped her from crashing out in her career. The title of the article is literally, "My career was crashing out. Then I found trail running." And The clickbait headline for the article was having a hobby saves your career, right? Or saves your career identity. And the entire premise of the article is that the journalist was facing like a burnout of sorts, which is prevalent throughout. It was like a pretty big prevalent part of millennial culture towards the end of 2025.
No,
right?
it absolutely is.
Burnout
like, if
was.
you have a hobby that's maybe extending to the point where it's 131 pages, you might get a little burnt out when you're doing it.
People were getting burnt out from life. It was literally sending millennials to the hospital. When we were hitting the end of the year, one of the things that was trending amongst like all of the health topics was the rise in early death of millennials. Millennials were dying
we're at the point where it's sad to have us die young, but it's no longer tragic.
And a lot of people were ending up
Let that sink in. That's a fucking line.
A lot of people were ending up in the hospital, in the emergency room, for what it like surmounted to nothing other than exhaustion, right? Like, people are literally falling out from working so hard and being stressed the fuck out. So this author's solution to that was something she once herself found cringe. She said, I used to think hobbies were for losers. Then I built my life around one. Her hobby of choice was trail running, right? So she decided that she
strap a GoPro on.
Yeah. She said she felt.
Oh my god, that's really what she did, isn't it?
She said she felt like running gave her agency and it offered measurable progress and a sense of freedom and a world with its own culture, lore, and community, right? So not only was
she's an Appalachian runner, isn't she?
She was finding something. No, she's not an Appalachian runner. This is definitely like a California. This is like a West Coast.
Hey, I want to know. If you hear your name being yelled in the Appalachians,
you do not answer. You ignore that shit and you keep running and you don't look back.
No, you didn't.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's literally what I said.
Yeah, no. You said it to the point to where people question it.
Nope. No, you didn't. Yeah, fair enough. And she alludes to the fact that young workers are becoming more and more delusioned with work, especially more so than older generations for reasons, and that hobbies can offer a form of cultural resistance to burnout, right? And a way of reshaping your life around something that is kind of leisure, right? But is not necessary luxury. Like millennials started doing that, especially like during COVID, right? And the article kind of goes into how people explored the idea of like, I guess when I say people, I mean millennials and Zoomers, right? Young adults and adults, right? Explored the idea of rediscovering hobbies during COVID because what the fuck else were we gonna do, right? And now
because our entire life's goal wasn't driven towards restoring American agency and identity post World War II.
And now it seems like in a climate, in a economic climate where you are increasingly being faced with a unbalanced work-life situation, in an era where community seems more and more insular, right? Having a hobby offers a way to kind of blow off that steam, right? And you've seen that and
oh, I'm experiencing that.
And I was gonna say, this is something that I feel like has been brewing, I guess, underneath a lot of the more trending things since COVID, right?
Let me say,
whether
as
it was
somebody who has consciously tried to pick up hobbies again, we've talked about me trying to get back into Magic.
Right.
And my disillusionment of the fact that I would go to tournaments and there was maybe 6 people And then this new card game came out called Riftbound, which is based off of the League of Legends lore.
Absolutely, right?
And I go to tournaments there, and there's 20 plus people at every event. I didn't even tell you this. I played Riftbound last night. The reason I asked you what you were doing was because if after the Riftbound event, if you weren't doing anything, I would have just said, can we hang out?
I was working.
But
Overtime.
But I got 2 packs of Riftbound, and you know how the last time I played 2 weeks ago, I got that like $100 card?
Yeah.
Well, yesterday, I opened a $120 card.
Clutching up. We love it.
So,
we loving it.
I can't really describe it, but the moment I'm playing in a competitive card game tournament, I'm not me. Like, and I can't describe it because it's like when I'm behind those cards, I don't look at my opponent's face. Ever.
No,
if they say good luck to me,
in.
I don't say anything.
You're locked in.
I may joke between games or anything like that, but I'm looking at the field, and it's not something even my description can really tell you what it's like until you see it in person. And you've never been in a card tournament with me. Understandably so. You don't play card games.
Not really.
But
no.
I picked up a hobby again. The fact that I decided to abandon Magic and choose Riftbound is because what I was searching for was not a hobby of familiarity, it was a hobby of competition.
One of the things I found interesting about this article was the author's focus on finding a sense of community within the hobby. There are 2 things actually that I found interesting or that stood out to me about this article, right? Was the idea that initially, so that having a hobby could be a cringe thing, right? Like, because imagine thinking it was icky for somebody to have an interest, right? So much so that they often dedicated specific time to that certain interest, right? Like, I'm not just doom scrolling all day and dreading or trying to keep up with the trends, right? Like, I actually have an individual personality trait that links up with something of my interest.
2 things I refuse to be in life. First is bored.
Right?
Which is why I have hobbies.
And ADHD.
Second is boring, which means I have hobbies that are interesting to hear about.
Exactly. So,
And off the top of my head, I have 3. So I have Riftbound for competitive card playing, I have stand-up comedy, and I have this podcast.
hobbies help keep you from being bored. They help stimulate your mind. And they can be cathartic in some ways, especially when you are able to build a sense of community around a shared interest.
Once
right?
again, a shout out to our patrons, Enrage Peacock.
Hey, we see you halfway through the episode, giving us that like, share, and subscribe, Slater.
A Thunder Knight. Hooray! Yo!
And Andrew P. Raymer.
Andrew, I'm sorry that I only dropped, like, the DJ air horn at the beginning, but I feel like if we overuse it, it would be a little extra. And I know that, like, you're one of our 4 patrons, and we value you very much, but we don't want to give you an individual drop because, I mean, like a cat named Cool Slater has had a name since we actually called him by his actual Discord name, and I mean, you get it.
So the other thing that I found really interesting about this article was the mention of building community around your hobby, right? Because that is something that
ideally not a parasocial one.
which seems to be an issue right now. People are talking about the shrinking, the shrinkflation of friendships, right? And the sense
and
of
the
community.
whole loneliness epidemic.
Right?
It's almost like if people picked up hobbies, they would run into other people who shared those
The
hobbies
same
and build a
interests.
community based around those hobbies.
Which is why this next article that I found really threw me for a fucking loop. Locked in and celibate. For young tech founders, it's time to build means there's
Hold on.
no time to bow.
Before you said the second part, locked in and celibate sounds like an ICE recruitment ad.
Young tech founders, for young tech founders, it's time to build means there's no time to bone. Increasingly throughout Silicon Valley, there seems to be a trend of tech founders as young as 18 saying they're obsessed with work and have no bandwidth for romance, according to the article they follow.
All right, here's my response. They're not virgins, but they slept with a dead fish.
They see dating as
Dead
a
fish. I am calling this DFS, dead fish syndrome.
They see dating as a distraction with high opportunity cost.
Dead fish syndrome.
While Silicon Valley
Hey,
is
ladies.
known for
No, that's hella misogynistic. All right.
it's
I'm gonna lean towards the fact that like these men are so dull and unattractive that women have really no. I'm not gonna say no choice, but no desire to do anything beyond dead fish.
I'm just gonna say that this is very anti San Francisco, which is known for its mixture of work and play, with its very open use of or open history of psychedelic use and party culture and swinger culture. Let's be real.
I mean, Milk did win an Oscar. And I'm pretty sure, I think Sean Penn won Best Actor for that. That's a good movie, by the way. I watched that at an entirely too young an age, but I became woke at 14 after watching Harvey Milk.
Young tech founders have found themselves in a scene where they find dating apps and hookup apps useless unless they can keep things emotion free so they can focus on work. It's giving
This almost tips off and goes right into the article we covered a few weeks ago about how Zoomers are now looking for romance at work.
yeah, right. So it seems like nobody knows what to do, right? And this is why
Everybody's horny and everybody's clueless.
unless you're trying to build a startup, right? And if you're trying to build a startup, then the narrative right
That's
now,
clearly with the hose and cocaine come, right?
no, you got to get the startup off the ground first, and then you
the
get
hose
those
and
in cocaine.
cocaine.
First underwear,
Have you not seen Wolf of Wall Street?
then step 2, then step 3,
Profit.
then profit.
Step 1, collect underpants. Step 2,
Yes. Now he gets
step
the joke.
3, profit.
So that's where Silicon Valley is at, and I don't know what that means for JD Vance's "We Need More Kids" America, right? Because the kids are literally going, I don't even have time to think about sex right now. I'm trying to learn how to code, and I'm trying to build the next Facebook. Because do you know what NVIDIA chips cost at the moment? This economy, the AI bubble is going to crash at any minute,
I really
and
feel
I need
like-
to be the first vulture on
really
this
feel
scene to
like-
pick the carcass.
I really feel like the NVIDIA CEO is like when I talked with the late Sheldon Menery, who said, we did not set out to rule the world, and yet here we are. I feel like that's what the NVIDIA CEO feels like, where they were just like, look, we just wanted no lag on people gaming. And now we're powering AI data centers. I really feel like that's what the NVIDIA CEO feels like.
The-
Because the whole time, like Elliot on Internet Today was like, I bought Nvidia stock because I like their graphics cards.
Yeah, and now they're like fucking the evil eye, right?
Yeah, and it's like I don't think they wanted that. I mean, they certainly didn't intend that.
So I'm gonna say something that I don't feel like is often said in the pop culture space. I have to agree with Ben Affleck when it comes to his stance on AI.
Future Dan, drop the Ben Affleck here.
What I see is that, for example, if you try to get ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini to write you something, it's really shitty. And it's shitty because by its nature, it goes to the mean, to the average. And it's not reliable. And I just can't even stand to see what it writes. Now, it's a useful tool if you're a writer and you're going, what's the thing? I'm trying to set something up, or somebody sends someone a letter, but it's delayed 2 days and it can give you some examples of that. I actually don't think it's very likely that it's going to be able to write anything meaningful, and in particular, that it's going to be making movies like from whole cloth, like Tilly Norwood. Like, that's bullshit. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's not. I think it turns out the technology is not progressing in exactly the same way they sort of presented it. And really, what it is going to be a tool. Just like sort of visual effects, and yeah, it needs to have language around it. You need to protect your name and likeness. You can do that. You can watermark it. Those laws already exist. I can't sell your fucking picture for money. I can't. You can sue me, period. It kind of feels to me like the thing we were talking about earlier, where there's a lot more fear because we have this existential dread. It's going to wipe everything out.
Right.
But that actually runs counter, in my view, to what history seems to show, which is adoption is slow, it's incremental. I think a lot of that rhetoric comes from people who are trying to justify valuations around companies where they go, we're going to change everything. In 2 years, there's going to be no more work.
Right.
Well, the reason they're saying that is because they need to ascribe a valuation for investment that can warrant the capex spend they're going to make on these data centers, with the argument that, like, as soon as we do the next model, it's going to scale up, it can be 3 times as good. Except that actually ChatGPT-5 about 25% better than ChatGPT-4 and costs about 4 times as much in the way of electricity and data. So those, when they say that's like plateauing, the early AI, the line went up very steeply, and it's now sort of leveling off. I think it's because, and yes, it'll get better, but it's going to be really expensive to get better. And a lot of people were like, fuck this, we want ChatGPT-4, because it turned out like the vast majority of people who use AI are using it to as companion bots to chat with at night. And so there's no work, there's no productivity, there's no value to it. I would argue there's also not a lot of social value to getting people to focus on an AI friend who's, telling you that you're great and listening to everything you say and being sycophantic. But that's sort of a side issue. I think for this particular purpose, the way I see the technology and what it's good at and what it's not, it's going to be good at filling in all the places that are expensive and burdensome and they make it harder to do it. And it's always going to rely fundamentally on the human artistic aspects of it.
So what podcast was that on?
The Joe Rogan podcast.
So that was Joe Rogan, right? And okay,
the clip that went viral does not have Joe featured at all.
No.
That is important.
we don't...
It is not featuring Joe Rogan at all. It's just literally Ben Affleck's thoughts on AI.
Need Joe for the context, because the context...
Because Cave Joe is slow. Cave Joe need things explained slow. Cave Joe against ice, cause Cave Joe cave no longer safe. What Cave Joe do when cave no safe?
I mean, at this point, Grok really is just problematic Clippy. And aside from the fact that it, was letting people fully generate kitty porn, up until Elon put it behind a paywall.
So you have to pay to make CSAM.
Yeah, yes. At a certain point, and I feel like we are reaching that point in exponentially faster and faster, AI is going to plateau. I totally agree with Ben Affleck when he says that they are gassing the potential of their capabilities at the moment in order to collect the capital needed to progress this technology. But where it is at currently, it is no more. I mean, shit, ChatGPT is like a glorified Google. Google's got Gemini now, which still is kind of like a slightly better Google. and Apple is just falling all the way behind. I don't really see a future
Not
where
only is Apple falling behind, but ChatGPT blew their 2-year lead.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see a future.
Like, ChatGPT has gotten demonstrably worse.
I don't see a future where OpenAI becomes Skynet, right? Like, I definitely don't see a future where Grok becomes Skynet.
He's too stupid.
I feel like the closest we could probably get to that is DeepSeek, and who knows what's really going on over in China.
I can see Gemini doing it out of convenience. Just because everybody has a Google account.
Sam Altman came out not too long ago and admitted that even if OpenAI breaks even in 2030, it is still going to be decades off before that company makes any profit, and they are going to need billions of dollars more worth of investment in order to make a profit, which is why we are seeing such a heavy push on these data centers, because the push for AI to be regulated and not be able to scrape data is
I actively
increasing.
tell people at work to treat their AI as if they're not human. Do not say please. Do not say thank you.
I don't
because
recommend
Sam
that.
Altman has literally
I don't
said
recommend
that people saying that costs millions of dollars in water waste from people just saying please and thank you.
Isn't that crazy? I feel like that's a psyop. I really no. Hold on.
I
Personally,
like Gemini. One of the reasons I like Gemini is because it's very impersonal.
No.
It's just like, this is what you asked.
I say please and thank you to my Google Home all the time because I was raised like a fucking civil human being. I feel like that's a psyop. Sam Altman coming out and being like, don't use your manners when you're talking to ChatGPT.
Are we about to start doing the Clanker dialogue?
Nope. Sam Altman coming out and being like, don't use your manners when talking to ChatGPT because it is specifically wasteful in this kind of way is a psyop. That's him trying to dehumanize civil speech. Why the fuck are we still saying please and thank you? Do you know how much water that wastes? That's crazy. Why don't you just tell people what to do like a boss? Or, I'm sorry, I thought you were trying to head up a startup. So you just walk in and you tell your employees please and thank you?
Personally,
That's
I
crazy.
think that you should be
That's
polite
crazy.
to all of those people and take all of your pent-up frustration out on the robot.
No. Why are we taking out frustration? That's, once again, when Clanker came out, I was like, why are we making up new slurs?
Because white people really want to be racist.
Yes, they do. So bad they're willing to risk their jobs
This is like the
for it.
most justifiable racism, though, is against a non-human.
No, it's not.
This is not
No,
a person.
it's not. There will be, like that judge learned just recently, there will be no new racism. We are not doing new racism here.
It's not racism.
It is.
It's ematomatism.
No, that's still an ism. Why are we making
Look,
new isms?
anything can be an ism if you think about it hard
If
enough.
you hate
which
it
is
hard enough.
literally what ism means. To think about something.
No. Think about where we're at as a culture. America used to be the leader in I will even call it fake progressivism, right? Performative progressivism. Now Canada has to be the one to release the gripping 60-minute segments, right? Because we don't have the balls. America used to put its balls on the table, and now it's hiding those balls.
Now we're putting fake balls on the table. We're putting truck nuts on the table. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're a country
putting
of
truck
truck
nuts
nuts
on the table.
We're a country of truck nuts. And I don't know what that means for us.
It means that everybody thinks that we are the people that hang truck nuts.
It means that none of this is normal.
Look, it's a flood. It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
Wait, why can't we talk about Black Sabbath?